Guys, this is how I plan to make absolute millions of dollars on 2026. The people who actually make money, right? The people who made money when the Bitcoin's at 126,000, they bought here. They bought down here, freaking $16,000. They bought here and they got their 600 freaking percent, okay? The people who really make money, they bought freaking Solana at $7 last bear market. This was just 2022, right? Honestly, nah, this was 2023. Okay, this was not even this was like 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, 1,900%. Are you serious, bro? 2,000%. If you put $1,000, you have 20 grand. 20 grand. You put $10,000, you have 200K, bro. Imagine 200K, bro. You're right there. You can practically buy a house. You're just almost there. You can pay the rest off in payments. You don't even have to do interest at that point. You can just do owner financing. Listen. The people who get rich, they don't buy Solana and Ethereum and Bitcoin at these high prices and assume that like, oh, well, you know, Bitcoin at 100. No, you know what? Bitcoin to 1 million. It doesn't matter where I buy it because once it's at 1 million, it doesn't matter. Bro, come on. Are you really going to wait till you're 50 years old? You're 80 years old? No, bro. Do you not like this is gains. The gains I just showed you were within 2023 to 2025, 2 years. Why would you not get a freaking 20x in 2 years? Why would you want to buy here and be like, I don't care, I'm just going to DCA and just get... Why would you not want to just be rich in 2 years, bro? In 2 years. Look at Solana. Look at Solana, $7 freaking dollars. Pengu's, I really think Pengu's going to be one of those, you know what I'm saying? But look, nonetheless, even Ethereum, like all of these big boys type of coins, right? I bought Ethereum at 1,400. Where was it? Right here, 1,400. Right? I didn't sell at the peak top. I sold when it broke down this green line right here. So what, 178%? Like amazing, right? Okay, here's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is this, is that every single 4 years we have a bear market, right? And every 4 years after that is another bear market, okay? Same with the bull markets, right? The peaks are every 4 years and the bottoms are every 4 years, okay? And I know people are like, oh no, that's broken. You can't just rely on it. Well, guess what? It's not broken because so far it's done the same thing. So far, look, right here at the, once this is the area of profit, right? Once it ended, right? We tanked, okay? 4 years later. Once that ended, we tanked. Okay, 4 years later. Once it ended, we're already tanking. Why would you say it's different? Why would you say it's going to go higher? You can say that. You know where you could say that is when we're here. When we're here and it looks like it's about to go even higher, right? But then when you see that, boom, we finished and then it dropped. And then it dropped more. And now it's doing the same thing that it did last time where it just did a little bear flag, which is basically just boom, up, and then lower, right? When it did a bear flag, look, it's doing the same thing now. You can't say things are different now. You can't. No, this is actually so far, it's exactly the same as last cycle. You can only say it's different if we see an actual push up and a bounce and a higher high. That's where you could say it's different because that's never happened before. But until that happens, I'm bearish. And amazing that I'm bearish because guess what? Because guess what, bruh? Guess what? That allows me now to buy Bitcoin right here at around 45,000, 50,000, 30,000, wherever it lands, buying it. Or if it really comes all the way down to the support, 40K, you know, 45K, like these are those levels, right? And at that point, if I get it at 45K right here and I target only this resistance, right? If you take the resistance from the 2018 cycle, the 2021, and right now, put a line right there, right? If you put a line right there, because usually sometimes it'll pass over and then it'll really blow off, right? But sometimes it won't. Let's just be like, just from here to the halfway mark, that's 82%, right? Or actually, if you take it all the way here, because that's where the 4 year mark hits, that's still a 2x, 122%. If it goes even higher to right here, that's 257%, 260%, you know? That's, what is that, a 3x and a half or something? But if it does the blow off top and it passes through this resistance and it does go to 500K, a million or whatever, like now you're good. And here's the idea. The idea is that you buy about, you know, you put in about 50% of that money in Bitcoin during this time, right? However you want to do it, not financial advice. And then you take the rest of it and you divide that by most of the money goes into blue chips and then a little bit of it goes into like the smaller ones, right? So like Ethereum, right? Ethereum by then is probably going to be like down here, to $1,000, right? If it's really bad, it might come down here under like 800 bucks, something like that, 800, like something like that, right? I would get Ethereum. I would definitely get Solana. Like, these are just like no-brainers. Where is my Solana, my boy? What the heliana? Where the heliana is my Solana? All right, right here. Look at Solana right now. As you can see, it's been bouncing off this green line. And what happens once it breaks it? Okay, you can see it tried to go up here, but then we had this liquidity sweep, and now it's coming down. What happens if it breaks it? It just comes down here a little bit. Okay, well, then in that case, we got to come all the way down here. In that case, we get a 70% drop down, right? So, you know, this is where I plan to buy. Like, I can buy Solana here at 42 bucks, or right here at 26, or if it comes all the way down here, I don't mind buying it under $10. People are like, that's never going to happen. Well, it's happened. Solana was at $260 and came all the way down to $8. This cycle, it was only at $290, right? You don't think it can also come all the way back down to 8 or 10 or 20? It's done it. It literally did it right here. They're in a bear market. We went down freaking 97%. Like, that's insane. Okay, if you do 97%, look, okay, forget it. Let's just do 70%. Let's just be moderate. 70%, it's still at $86, right? Right here is 83%. You know, like, one can be upset if it goes down there, or one can be ready and have cash saved and save their money and be patient. And be patient, and then buy when nobody wants to buy. Buy it when it looks dead. Solana is dead. Crypto is dead. Bitcoin right here. Bitcoin is dead. This is where you buy. Bitcoin is the next best thing. Bitcoin is literally going to change the world. I'm going to be rich, right? This is where you sell. Like, it's pure market psychology, and it's never different. There's never a time where this time is different. This time is never different. Every single time there's a huge pump, and then we give it all, pretty much all of it back, most of it back, right? There's a huge pump like right here, but then guess what? Look at all this empty space. All of this empty space. What did we do? We came down to fill that space. Boom. We came down to fill that space. What about right now? Look at all of this empty space, right? What are we going to do? The same thing. We have to. This is how you balance out the market, okay? The market is bullish. Okay, like, it can stay bullish, but it can still do all of this. Come all the way down here, bounce off, and still be bullish. It's still at a higher low, right? So this is a low, and this is a higher low. This is at 13K. This is at 40K. It's still bullish. Okay, it's still bullish if it comes down here, but it's just within the year, it's bearish. All right, but why would I wait? Like, it's just, I find it so. I just find it like, you know, why would I wait till all the way over here for it to, you know, obviously I don't expect it to be freaking 2060, whatever. I expect that we would actually pass over this resistance line, and you know what happens is that we make a new resistance line, because that's actually also happened in history. It's happened before where we've had like a certain resistance line, like from here to here or something like that. Actually, let me draw it out. Let me show you. Right, if we do an array and we draw from here to here, that red one, let's just do like blue so we can really see it, right? You can see that line, right? We actually passed right above it, way past it, and then we came down, we consolidated. Look, we rejected it off here, and then we actually blasted past it. We blasted past it like crazy. And bro, look at this. Look where we retested. Look at that. We actually had a wick there. Look at this candle. It actually came and wicked down there, right? So that resistance level actually became our support here. So same here. Like, this resistance level, one day I would expect that we just and then we come back as literally as a support, and you will never see Bitcoin under 100K again in your life. But as of right now, let that thing sink down so that all these other coins can sink down. You know, let me put 10,000 in ETH, 10,000 in Solana or whatever. Like, save all this money and just put that thing in there, bro, and just 10x. Not financial advice. At the end of the day, your money, you can buy here at the top if you want, or you could buy at the bottoms. Be patient. Like I said, like, this is areas that's like, it's itching. It wants to come down and close there. It always does. Unfortunately, it actually hit the resistance, came down, hit it again, came down. It didn't go above it. It barely went above it right here, that one candle. But like, no, we need to see it up. You need to test it and then go higher. That's when you can buy. You can get in here. You can get in here, and it won't even matter because that is just gonna go crazy at that point. You can buy the tops during that time. But you don't buy that tops at a resistance level. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, you don't buy here, you don't buy here. These are resistance levels, right? You buy here at support levels. Or if it bounces off here, the 50%, right? You have your resistance, which is this red line. You have your support, this one, and then you have 50% of all of that, which is around right here. Okay, you can also buy on that 50% because sometimes it does bounce off there. Not all the time. Like right here, see it came up and then the 50% mark consolidated, bull flag, as you can see. Right, boom, bull flag, and then higher. Okay, right now we're actually having a, like I said, a bear flag on the daily. If you go on the daily chart, right there, you know, boom, bear flag, lower. It is what it is, man. That's all I'm trying to say is that, you know, save your money and don't be afraid to invest when the time is the best to invest, which, by the way, during that time, usually people don't have money. Usually the market is so cooked that people actually sell. Like, some people are like, I would never sell my investments if it comes down here. But the thing is, people do sell because they need the money during that time, because everything is so cooked. Like, they actually need the money. Okay. So that's why it would behoove you, whatever you want to, whatever the word is, to save your money and prepare for the worst. And actually, in this case, prepare for the best. The best is always here. With that being said, nobody else is going to tell you the stuff that I'm going to tell you, bro, in this video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.